Welcome to my workshop. My name is Tomasz and you're watching Casual DIY channel. In today's video I want to make a DIY version of a depth gauge. Right, and so the first thing, we are heading to my table saw. I'm cutting 10mm plywood sheets to the right size. In my case I went for 6 centimeters wide. Next I'm cutting it to the correct length, 20 centimeters in my case. At the same time, I'm cutting a piece of plywood that will become our indicator. We've got our indicator, and in the same way I've cut out these smaller two pieces that will act as guides for the indicator so it doesn't move left to right. Just like so. I'm going to apply a little bit of wood glue on the edges and glue these pieces in. I'm going to leave that to dry, and in the meantime we'll carry on working on the base. Right, let's move to my router table now. That's our base, and the movable indicator, I want to have the ability to stop it at certain height. For that I'm going to use this T-bolt, but you can use any bolt you want. I think this will work just really good in this design. Now on the back of it I want to have a recess so the top of the head will actually be hidden away and will be flush with the back of this piece. For that task I've got a 12mm router bit, and the bolt itself is 12mm there, and it's just at the height of the thickness of this top. And as you can see, that fits perfectly. Now I'm going to change the router bit to 8mm, so that will accommodate for the thickness of the bolt itself, so it will go through right in the middle of this channel. So I'm not moving the fence, I'm going to change that and we'll make the cut. And there you go, that's how it's going to look like. Now we've got one last task at the router table. I've got this self-adhesive tape. In my case obviously it's a metric, but if you use an imperial you can get those. This is actually not paper, it's some sort of a really thin metal, so that's quite nice. And what I want to do at the front of it, just put a channel so that is below the surface of the plywood. So I'm just skimming the surface a little bit. It's probably about 2mm in thickness, so it's nice and flush with the plywood. Okay then, now we need to pre-drill a hole for the bolt to go through, okay, and I'm going to use that as a guide for my drill bit, so I know I'm in the right spot, just like that. Okay, let's check that out. Perfect. Now I'm just going to cut this bolt a little bit so it's not so long. Now it's time to attach this. Now I want the zero to be in this position, okay, to be just over here, okay, so that's the base, that needs to be just on the border here, just like that, and that will be my zero there. Try to slide it under, make sure the line of the plywood is with the zero bit. Okay, I need to cut off the excess. And as a final touch, I'm just gonna secure everything with a bit of wax. Right, let's officially put everything together. So, what do you think? I think it came out quite alright. Let's test it out. So this will be quite handy if, for example, on a table saw you want to cut out some grooves or dados, anything like that. I'm gonna set it up to, let's say, 15 millimeters, like that. And let's see how easy it will be to set up the blade. Undo the wing nut. You can lower it down. That's 1 centimeter. Lock it down. Or how about if you want to have 2 centimeters? There you go. Perfect. How about a router bit? You can see exactly how high your router bit is. Let's say 1 centimeter. There you go. Now I think this is very, very handy. It's nice, steady, and you can use it in many scenarios, not just a router bit and a table saw. I think you can find a lot more uses for this. However, if you can't be bothered to make one, you can obviously buy one. I've got 2 like these. Both of them are from Trent. This is a manual version. That's a digital one. And yeah, they both work great. And this is a nice and simple project. You can do it within an hour. Up to you what you're going to choose. If you're interested in these ones, I'm going to drop some links down below in the description of this video. So what do you think about this little project? Could it be a handy one in your case? Or maybe you already got one of these, the pre-made ones. They're not too expensive. However, it's actually nice to utilize your scraps that you've got lying about in your workshop. And as you can see, it's really that simple to make and very quick as well. And sometimes if you actually got a little bit more material that you can rest on your router bit, on your table, so the measurement could be a little bit more accurate. Whereas with these, you know, there's not much material on them, and sometimes it's very difficult to actually use them. However, in this case, for sure, it's quite easy to use. If you enjoyed today's video, drop me that like button down below, and please consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. Now, if you are looking for more videos around projects in a workshop, upgrading your tools and everything else, I've got really cool playlists just over here. You can go and have a look on those videos right now, and I'll see you there. Take care.